All right. Okay, now we're live.
Okay.
Yeah, this is dope. Heck yeah. I don't know where to look at to see how many people are in it. Because usually YouTube.
YouTube channel and see. It's definitely not going to show up on mine.
I can check, I guess.
Yeah, there you go. I just saw your YouTube thing pop up.
That's good. Awesome. It's crazy because I just uploaded a video too. So
Yeah.
see, it doesn't show me on YouTube Studio. It doesn't show me like how many. It doesn't show a live video yet. Probably won't until we're done.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Okay. Well, we had a comment at 5:33 from Monster Ram. He said, "Let's get this party started." That's what I'm talking about.
Well, it said your live just went. Yeah, it's 11 seconds ago.
Okay. Well, people are joining it, so I might not be able to see how many, but we got Texas Made. What's up, brother? What's up? Hopefully, Monster Ram's still in here.
Okay, I see his at the bottom. Yeah, it just popped up. There says, "Yeah, Texas Made." So, what's up, guys? I see it.
Devin Walsh, Trump 2020. Hey, we could talk about a lot of stuff in this because we got the elections coming up Tuesday, man. We can talk about a lot of stuff in this live stream today.
Nice.
So I'm pumped.
Yeah, I didn't start down here because of the election until after the election being Tuesday. So since my knee surgery.
Yeah. Okay. Wow, Lance Hood.
Your content has been slacking lately. Straight called you out.
You want Eric? You want to go ahead and take that?
What, Lance's or what?
Yeah, Lance.
I don't know if this is aimed at me, bro.
So let's see, Lance Hood. Okay, all right. First things first. Oh, okay. I can see how many people we got. We got 12 people in the live chat. Thank you guys for checking out the channel today. One second, let me take that off real quick. Thank you guys for checking out the channel tonight on the live stream on a Sunday. I really appreciate it. We're doing something extremely different and extremely unique, but I'm excited about it. This opens up a completely different avenue in terms of the channel, live streaming videos, getting you guys more engaged. You know, I'm going to be definitely talking about this stuff more often as time goes on, potentially featuring you guys and other YouTubers on this channel. So real quick, you guys are looking at this dude on the other side of the screen. And you're like, who the heck is this? This is a good friend of mine, Eric. He lives out in Oklahoma. On Instagram, he's known as OKC_67, right? Did I say that right?
6.7, yeah.
Okay, so OKC 6.7, and he's also the same on YouTube. He has a YouTube channel, okay, you guys. He makes videos on his 4th gen Mega Cab. He has a Mega Cab just like mine, except 4th gen, super clean, black. He has some goodies that he got for it. We'll get into that later on in the live stream when I ask him some questions. The reason why I brought him on the channel, and we've been talking in terms of like daily talking, probably since the end of this year, end of last year, I want to say.
It's probably been, ever since I started my channel. That was probably in November of last year.
Yeah, sounds about right. That sounds about right. Okay, then. So we've been talking for a while, and about a month ago, I came across a thought like, man, I wish there was a way I can like live stream, but feature somebody else on the channel that's somewhere else in the country, world, wherever, and feature them. And I finally figured out a way to do it using the software called StreamYard, which is what I'm using right now. So Eric does have a YouTube channel. His channel is OKC67. Go ahead, check it out. He's almost close to 1,000 subscribers. He's a little under 700 right now. He's doing a cool giveaway. He has tons of 4th gen content on there. You guys definitely want to check it out because you guys have heard me mention this in my videos before that we need more Cummins YouTubers. We really do. Besides me, myself, Greg A. There, I think Dark Iron Diesel Horse, Cargill, 450. You got Pat or Shane out there, Big Daddy Shane, or Real Shane on YouTube. There's not a whole lot of Cummins YouTubers that make content on their trucks and other types of builds and such. So anytime I can get and see a new up and coming channel, a Cummins specific channel, because there's tons of Duramax channels and the Power Stroke scene. It's over there somewhere. Okay. So anytime we can get that, I love to see it. I'm a big supporter of it. I see we got 12 people in the live stream. The biggest thing I can ask for is make sure you like the live stream. It's free. It costs nothing to you. Make sure you like it, you guys. Okay. So with that being said, here I'm going to start posting comments that you guys comment and I'll post on screen, and we'll talk about it. Eric's going to talk about his setup, what he has here in a little bit. I'm going to ask him some questions, and then we're also going to answer the questions you guys drive. So before I post the first question on the live stream, Eric, go ahead. I gave you an introduction, but kind of tell me your background about you, your YouTube channel, and your build in terms of the comments you have.
All right, so like Cam said, I started off in probably of November of last year. My first video I actually posted up on my YouTube channel was on Thanksgiving Day. I was kind of like some of the other people out there, was just skeptical, like, man, I wish there was more YouTube content. I wish there was more people to follow that have a same, I say drive or same passion as I do when it comes to the diesel truck scene. And I was like, you know what, the hell with it. I'm just I found a GoPro on Facebook for Marketplace for like $100. So I went and bought it, and I started, and I just kind of put my information out there. It was absolutely terrible at first when I started, but hey, you know what? You got to start somewhere. So I have a pretty nice truck in my opinion. It's a 2014 Ram 2500 Mega Cab, like Cam said. I have a 6-inch BDS lift. At the moment, I have 22-inch American Force wheels with 37-inch Nitos, and that is going to be swapped up here soon. I just ordered some 24s. I kind of let a little cat out of the bag there. So I just
Yeah.
I just ordered some 24-inch polished wheels, American Forces. I'm not going to give away the exact style yet, but I'm still in the moment of searching for tires because of, you know, there's just a huge selection out there and clearance issues and things like that. I don't just only have the lift wheels and tires done. I do have some engine mods done. I have the second gen swap with the Worley Custom Fab second gen swap, head studs, the Banks Monster Ram, the fleece coolant bypass. All this stuff was done by me in my driveway. So, like I said, it's a small channel. I just don't have a lot of traction yet because I still am a new channel. So if you guys are watching this, please head over there, subscribe. It's OKC_6.7. That's my channel. Check it out. There's a lot of good content over there, I think, and I think you guys will really enjoy it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. And you guys, one of the reasons a lot of times you hear YouTubers saying to like, subscribe, comment, all this stuff, not only to get fan engagement and to get you guys just engaged in the videos, but it truly helps the channel out a lot. Okay, I made a big rant video about a couple months ago, 2-3 months ago, about truck giveaways in the YouTube scene. In regards to Eric already knows, he knows about it.
Yep.
I've made content about that, and it's very hard for a new YouTuber who just wants to get out there, grind, put content out, and get big. It's really hard for them right now because of what's going on in the YouTube/diesel community, where if you ain't destroying something or you ain't giving away $100,000 truck, nobody wants to see it. And it's sad because it's like there's a lot of people out there that have very, very nice truck builds, very nice projects going on, but nobody can see them because they're so down in the YouTube pedestal. You know what I'm saying? So when you like the videos on YouTube, such as this one, or the videos on his channel, it helps his channel in regards to the YouTube algorithm. It helps my channel, okay? It lets new people see the videos and their recommendations if they watch diesel content, truck content, stuff like that, okay? So that's where the whole like the video comes from. So with that being said, thank you, Eric, for the awesome introduction. We're gonna go ahead and start popping comments up. The first one is from Lance Hood. I gotta respond to this. So it says, your content has been slacking lately. What's changed? Top 3 everything videos. Sickest trucks you've seen. So Lance Hood, with the content slacking lately, I want you guys to understand this, and a lot of you know this, my OG fans. I am not a full-time YouTuber. I do this as a fun project / hobby. My full-time career, and Eric's in a very similar situation like me. I'm active duty military in the United States Marine Corps. Okay, that is my number one priority. On top of that, I have a family. I have a wife. I have a son. I have bills. I am a grown person. Okay, I'm not and not to call out anybody, but I'm 28 years old. I have a lot of responsibilities, and I'm not going to use YouTube at this moment right now as a avenue to support myself. I really don't. So if you don't see me for a couple days, if you don't see me for a week, it's because I'm handling business on the backside, guys. You know what I'm saying? So in terms of the content slacking, and on top of that, another big one, and Eric can attest to this, and anybody who has a legitimate build or a truck build going on, it costs money. Okay, it's not something cheap. It is an expensive business. That compound setup I did back in the summer, that that didn't just show up to my door randomly. That came out of my pocket. The compounds, the dual fuelers, the gear swap, the wheels. Okay, this is all money that came out of my pocket. So if you know about that, you know that it costs a lot, and it's a lot of money to operate. In that content. Okay, so you know what I'm saying. Devin Walsh commented to Lance. He says Lance drives the Prius. I don't know, Lance. If you want, comment what you drive, man. Would love to hear it.
But yeah, like Cam said, man, this stuff ain't cheap.
It's not, man. I mean, shoot, if you want your wheel, so you got 24x14 wheels coming to you. Yep. What did that cost roughly?
So retail, they're around $5,300. I personally paid $4,500 shipped. I got lucky. I got a deal. No,
we say. And when Eric first he texted me and told me that, I was like, bro, that's a good deal. Like, we're talking about $4,500. And we're like, oh, that's a good deal. It's like, no, that is a lot of fucking money. That is money right there. You know what I'm saying? So, but that is a good deal, though. I can't wait to see it on the truck.
Yeah, me too.
So Texas May said, where's White Beauty? She's right here in the driveway. Just chilling in the driveway. I have not watched her since I got back from Tennessee from the truck show yet. Also, you guys, I uploaded a video about an hour and a half ago, or about 2 hours ago on YouTube. I have more content from the truck show in Tennessee. I uploaded. Go check it out whenever we're done here with the live stream. Jason Hunt, what's good? So the people who say what's up and how you doing, I'm not going to post it. I'm just going to acknowledge it. What's up, dude? MKS, brother, good to see you out here, man. Hey, so I'll post this guy up real quick. So MKS Performance.
I'm talking to him a lot too.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. So check out if you look at his thumbnail, he has a YouTube channel. He just recently cracked 1,000 subscribers. He did a giveaway. He makes very good 4th gen content on his channel. You guys need to check this guy's channel out, MKS Performance and Off-Road. You guys know me. I'm not going to shout anybody out or put anybody out there if I don't, 1, I don't like them, 2, I don't like what they're about, or 3, there's no purpose in their content, okay? I get tons of people messaging me on YouTube or on Instagram all the time, emailing me, asking for shout outs, for features, for, advertise, and I respectfully tell them I can't do that, man. I just can't, whether, no offense to them, whether it's what they're trying to, what image they're trying to portray or anything like that. So I don't do that. But MKS Performance is definitely a channel. Go ahead.
No, I was just chatting with him earlier. We're talking about tuning. We're talking about different mods for the truck and what our plans are. So that's somebody that I've been talking with for a while. And like you said, yeah, he just broke 1,000 subscribers. He just did a giveaway for some ISPRO gauges, which unfortunately I did not win. But, I got some things coming for my channel with ISPRO gauges. So, yeah, he's a good dude, man. He knows his stuff. And I encourage you guys to go check out his channel as well.
There we go, man. That's awesome. All right. It's good to see you, MKS. Texas made, Oklahoma, never heard of her, JK.
Yeah, buddy, that's why you guys are below us. You guys lost to them Sooners not too long ago.
I know that's right. Mike, Monster Ram, Mike, it's good to see you, man, in here. You guys don't know, but Monster Ram, he comments a lot on the videos that I post. Also, his name is Mike. He actually lives local to where I live at. He is full of a lot of knowledge. And I love Monster Ram / Mike because he's almost like my, I guess you could say, guardian angel in the comment section, because there's been times when people have commented some really bad shit. And Mike was the first one to like step up and say something. He's like, well, first things first, XYZ. And I don't even say nothing. But Mike, I see what you're doing, man. I actually saw what you did, yesterday? Well, I think it was yesterday on the last video about the tuning. I saw what you did there. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. That's why I hearted the comment. So thank you, man. I see you. Texas made. Are y'all going to do a transmission rebuild? Eric, I'm going to let you go first because you're the guest.
Well, I just did a valve body on my truck. Did the RevMax billet valve body on mine. I have my truck's, it's a 2014, but it's a lower mileage truck. I have 37,000 miles on my truck. It's pretty young. and I don't beat the piss out of it. So I don't think I'm going to be needing to do a transmission rebuild anytime soon. The only thing I'm really going to do, I think that I want to add later, is a billet flex plate and a torque converter. So I have talked to RevMax, and I've been looking at doing I think it's a low call, or I have it written in my phone. Just let me pull it up since we're out here. But
good.
I got I've been contacted with a few people out at RevMax, and they've been wanting to work with me. So with what I'm going to do with them is pulling it up, a 17 blade low stall converter is what they're recommending for my setup. I don't plan on doing any boosted launches or any drag race anytime soon with my setup. So I think that's going to work out fine for me.
Okay. Now, I don't know if you know, because I'm well versed in the transmissions and whatnot, but the stall, and feel free somebody in the comments to comment this. By having a lower stall transmission, or a lower stall torque converter, that just means that the torque converter is going to lock up at a lower RPM, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's just the higher the stall, like from what RevMax was telling me, if it's a higher stall converter, it's almost like being at 4 low, like the truck wants to go. It's almost trying to push you through a stoplight.
Okay.
That's what he was telling me. So the low stall with my setup, the 37s and the gearing and everything like that, then this should be exactly what I want. So.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, that's legit. Hey man, RevMax does some good stuff. For my transmission, Texas made, to answer your question, Red Horse Motorsports out in Denton, Texas. It's about on the outskirts of Dallas. Dallas Penn is the owner of Red Horse Transmissions. Back in July, I went to Texas for some business, and I met Dallas Penn, the owner of Red Horse Transmissions, and I was 100% sold on it. Okay, so Dallas does now. Somebody asked me this a while ago. What parts does Dallas use, or Red Horse Transmission uses? They use, I want to say 80% of their parts are from RevMax. They actually have a lot of connections with RevMax. They're actually one of the first transmission companies in country to test out RevMax's new product, billet. RevMax, Eric, you know about this. RevMax came out with a billet valve body. He was one of the first ones to actually get that in and to actually put it on the truck and give them R&D back. The biggest thing with RevMax, and you might hear me talk about it a lot, Eric on his channel talk about it a lot, or any reputable person. The thing with RevMax is RevMax puts so much research and development into the 68 RFE. It's not like BD or ATS or somebody else out there where they make a bunch of transmissions, the 6.1 R40s, the 4R100s. RevMax can make those transmissions, but what their craft and specialty is with the 68. And any company willing to put that much effort into that transmission, the 68, which was at one point being the worst transmission in the diesel truck / nightmare, it means something. It stands for something. You know what I'm saying? So I know we got dudes out here in the comment live streams that have RevMaxes in their truck and can attest to that as well. So, and on top of that, if I'm correct, Eric, their customer service and Mike, also Ram, I know you too. Your customer service is second to none. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, it's top notch. And I'm telling you, if you guys just call them up right now and ask questions about what the best transmission, they're gonna talk to you like you've been there before, like you've actually bought products from them. They are very helpful, and they will definitely lead you down the right path with just answering questions. They're phenomenal over there. Have nothing but good to say.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. So Mike, it's good to see you, man. Mike Roberts. Oh, I went too fast. Mike, you commented basically cancer. What was that in regards to? I'm just curious. Texas May just checked out his page. He said it's a nice truck.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you. It's my pride and joy out there.
That's right. He also said about the White Claws. So today, if you guys are curious, no White Claws because today's an awesome day. The Dolphins played against the Rams and smoked them. So we got the Voodoo Ranger IPAs, 9%. Eric, are you sipping on anything?
Yeah, I got the whole fancy old Miller lattes. I don't know if you guys like that. I'm a sipper man. That's what I do.
I got the Bush Ices in the fridge right now next to me. That's awesome. You're gonna try to do more truck shows, MKS Performance, brother? Yes, I will. But being in the military, I got hit. So I'll just give you guys a little background. Okay, so in the military, we have something called SDA/B billing. It's kind of like doing a job outside of your job. And this is the first time I talked about it on the channel. I got hit with recruiting for next year So yeah, Eric knows what I'm talking about, and Mike out there, I know you know what I'm talking about. I got hit with recruiting. I'm going to be doing recruiting next year. Um, my time, and I'm going to make a video talking about this in depth later down the road as it gets closer. But my time is going to be a lot different slash my availability. I'm not going to say I'm going to be attending any shows next year until I get closer to that moment, just because my job. One thing I've since day one with this channel is my career and family come first before YouTube. And with that, sometimes it sucks. Truck shit with the truck scene, but if my cards get played the way I want them to get played, there should be no reason why I can't make Daytona Truck Show next year. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'll leave it to that. All right, Mike, we got Monster Ram saying here he's saving money for compounds. Eric, so you say he's saving money for compounds. I'm just gonna keep saying Mike because I know your name's Mike. Mike, what compounds are you looking at? Because I know me and you went back and forth for a long time about you talking about compounds. So I would love to know what compounds you're talking about.
Let's see a dual S400 setup, Mike. Come on,
Man, I tell you what. I know Dirty Max Jack made that single cab Cummins, that third gen, and he put an S467, S480 on there.
it's kind
That
of
seems like
yeah.
well, yeah. That seems like a potent setup right there.
Yep. And when he did that, I don't think it's going to put so much pressure on the bottom end of that motor. Obviously, compounds are going to do that, but an S480 over an S467, I think, is going to put a good amount of pressure in there, but nothing crazy high to where it's going to blow out that bottom end when you do the quick stuff. So,
yeah,
that's definitely a nice setup.
Oh yeah, it was nice. Really Custom did that one. I think that was the first S400 S400 setup really made.
Yeah. They don't have anything for the 4th gen. I asked them about that, but they don't have anything for that yet. So
No.
see what the future holds. I know Evil Fab does, so maybe WC Fab will get up online and get that taken care of.
Yeah, I anticipated getting bigger. And this is just me personally. I believe compounds because you got to think 10 years ago, 2010, 11, if you had compounds, that was like strictly racing. Like you were racing or you had a high performance truck made to burn stuff up. But now, with the technology, tuning, compounds is becoming more and more common than you would think it is because the concept is there. You get the low end spools, you get the high end spool. EGTs are phenomenal. I was gonna make a video when I was driving on my 10-hour trip to Tennessee. I was gonna make a video recording talking about EGTs and showing my EGTs. So I was driving through Asheville, North Carolina, and I was going up mountains. I think it was about 14. The highest incline was 14% grade, 14 and down grade. And the highest my EGTs hit were about 1050. I did not hit 1200 EGTs, which was mind blowing. Mind you, I'm on 40s. I'm on stock fuel, but I'm on 40s riding in tune 4. And I thought it was good. So.
Yeah, compounds are just what scares me about compounds is putting all that pressure on the bottom end of the motor. So you look at guys like Turbo Tom, where they're running that big single, and he's pushing out well over 2,000 horsepower probably in that truck. And compounds are just it's a scary thing when it comes to these motors because when you get into the performance side of things, everything's about 5Gs, right? You have a nice turbo setup, that's 5Gs. You have a compound setup, that's 5Gs. You got injectors, that's 5Gs. You got dual fuelers and other things, that's 5Gs. Rods. Just rods alone, from what I've looked at, is $5,000 just for rods. So
that's crazy.
That's what kind of scares me about going on a compound setup. Because I'm in the military too, man. Like you, we don't make that kind of money to just dropping 5Gs every couple.
Shoot, that's about it, man. Hell no. Yeah, and with the compounds, another thing too about them, people don't realize is your drive pressure goes up. So when people think about blowing the head gasket. And I wish I made a video talking about this. I should. People talk about blowing the head gasket. They don't want to put up too big of a turbo because they're going to blow their head gaskets. The boost that the turbo makes is not what is causing the gaskets to lift or to blow or your heads to lift up. It's the drive pressure. So what you have is something called boost to drive pressure. Try to get my hands in focus. Boost to drive pressure ratio. Okay. What it is you don't want more than a 1-to-2 split between boost and drive. The minute your drive pressure or your boost starts to split further away from your drive pressure and vice versa, that is when you start to create that, lifting the head, floating the valve at high RPMs, and etc. That's when it starts to get crazy. All right. But that's just some food for thought for y'all out there. Anybody curious about it? I mean, shoot, I'll tell you guys right now. If you guys watched the video a couple days ago when I put the video up about the new tunes I put on the truck, I hit 60 pounds, at least 60 pounds, because I maxed out that boost gauge. And if you watch that video, you would see that gauge pegged out at 60. I don't know what the top end is. I'm probably gonna give you an 80 or 100 psi gauge, but I hit at least 60 psi. But the truck was happy. It was happy. You can tell it wasn't extreme. Okay, RPMs did not go above 3,500 RPMs, which is a big thing when it comes to compounds. Which is another thing is that you don't have to start getting scared about running compounds. Even if you run them kind of hard, you don't have to worry about that until you get past 3,500, 4,000 RPM. Because once you get to that 4,000 RPM and higher, the chances of you floating the valve it increases exponentially. So basically, floating the valve means that one of your valves is still down while the piston is coming up on its stroke, and the valve hits the piston, and you pretty much mess up your head. So yeah, that's something to consider. Hell yeah! So we got MKS said runner up though. I don't know about that, man.
trying to be cool now, you know. So.
Yeah, dude. I tell you what, dude. People think they slick when it comes to trying to call out people. Well, about man. I had cats.
I understand.
I had cats in Tennessee hitting me up talking about something. You want to race? When I was there, I'm like, bro, my truck's on 10-inch lift, 40 stock trans. Get out of here! Like, no. Heck yeah, Holiday Evolution. I finally got Android radio for my car. It's an Eon. I don't know what that last word is. What's that last word?
I have no idea.
Oh, well, hey, I tell you what. If you got an old school third gen like me, where it had the basic old school radio in there, anything less than a fourth gen, or even the early fourth gen, from 10 to 12, before they upgraded to the Uconnect 8.14, I think. If you don't have that, you need Apple CarPlay / Android Auto. It is awesome because your truck has that feature, doesn't it?
What's that?
Apple CarPlay.
No, mine has. I'm just on old Uconnect, man. I haven't really updated it or anything like that, but it's just old. And I definitely don't think it's Apple CarPlay because it was well before Apple CarPlay came out.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, yeah. All right. It still looks good though. It looks good.
Yeah, I like the technology. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have Kevin H. I have a Ram 2014 Ram 3500 dually. What do you guys think for a daily driver? Don't too much anymore. Second gen swap or compounds?
I would steer you towards second gen swap, man. Compounds are nice. If you want to keep the exhaust brake, then go compounds. So you can keep the stock turbo down there and put a 475 or whatever you want above it. But if you don't really care for that and you don't tow much, I don't tow anything. Mine's just my daily driver. Then I would lead you towards a second gen swap. If you really want to do the second gen swap, Fleece does make an exhaust brake now. It's about $2,000 just, to have an exhaust brake. But I would recommend you just going towards a second gen swap, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I
agree. I think you kind of broke up right there a little bit. So yeah. See, the thing is, the problem with me though is that I drove a second gen swap and I drove a compound truck. The compound truck by far is more fun to drive and it's better driving, daily driving. It's just I don't know, it's weird. Now here's the caveat to it. By adding the compound turbos, you are now adding more parts to your engine that are more prone to break. Meaning, if you shit turbos, most likely you're gonna have to get two turbos because one goes into the other. So it's twice the parts, twice the work, twice the maintenance. But with a second gen swap, you get a bad sounding turbo. It makes awesome power. It's fun to drive, and it's relatively simple to install. It's simple to do maintenance on. So what I would tell you to do is get your foot wet with a second gen swap. Get your foot wet with a second gen swap. If you have the thoughts in the back of your mind that you would potentially want to run a compound setup, get a second gen turbo that can be your top side or your inducer turbo for a compound setup. So what I mean by that is like a S366 or S464. Get you something that is not too big to where like a S472. Like, don't get something like that
Yeah.
unless that's what you want. But get something that if you wanted to down the road, you can use that original turbo and you can use it towards the compound setup, if that makes sense. Stainless Diesel makes second gen style compound setups for our trucks where you can run it like that. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I never had a compound setup, so I don't know. From what Cam said and what other people said, it's almost like an instant spool. So the S467, it does sometimes take a little bit to get spooled up, especially if you downshift and you're kind of lagging. That's when it sometimes get it. But if you step on it, she lights up quick. So don't worry about that.
Yeah. And when I went to Beans Diesel last weekend, I put my truck in a dyno. I didn't put it on YouTube. I had it on Instagram. I have a video. If I can get it on my YouTube video, I'll put it up there. But I had a video on YouTube on my Instagram. I dynoed my truck when I went to Beans Diesel last weekend. It made 518 on tune 4 on the old tune. So I got a new tune now, but the old tune on tune 4 made 518. Guy that did dyno was like, hey, one of your turbos usually light up because I had compounds. He was like, was it around like 2000, 2100? I'm like, no. I'm like 16 to or 17, 1900 range, depending on what gear you're in. She's screaming. She's like, or she's lighting off at least. And he was like, oh dang. And then when he did it, he was like, I was not expecting those turbos to light up as fast as they did. So that's food for thought, man. But definitely, at the end of the day, you can't go wrong either way. If you do a second gen swap, you're gonna love it. Trust me, you're gonna love it. I ran a 464 and I ran a 467. You're gonna love it. If you do compounds, you get the best of both worlds. I'll leave it like that. That was a good question, Kevin. Thank you, man. Justin Hawkins Smith, brother, what's up, man? It's good to see you in the chat, man. Awesome. Hey, you guys, real quick. Again, if you guys are trying to find more diesel channels, Justin Hawkins Smith, a young man out of Kentucky, has a beautiful SEMA ready. I was gonna say Gen 6.0 Power Stroke, but trust me. If you guys can see the picture in his comment right here, that is the front end of his truck. He has a full build story on his truck on his channel. Check out Justin Hawkins Smith, awesome guy. He's a young man, but he has his head on his shoulders. Very, very good YouTube videos, and he's always trying to help you guys out by giving promo codes and etc. like that. So, Justin, thank you for checking out the channel. I still got to hit up TV lighting for those things me and you talked about. Eric knows what I'm talking about too. So we got some lighting and stuff coming to the third gen here, hopefully soon.
Yep.
So heck yeah. Hey, real quick, Arizona Diesel, thank you for the donation, brother. More power to you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Heck yeah. It's good. We got 26 people in the chat, man. That is awesome on a Sunday night. Thank you guys so much for joining the channel tonight. It's a good time, man. I'm already almost done with my first beer.
When were you talking?
Yep. Okay. He's talking about the giveaway video ran.
Yeah, I remember that.
Video. Yeah. You were waiting for that. I know. You were waiting for that shit.
Yeah, I kept asking you, like, hey, man.
It was just the timing, man. Okay, so real quick, I'll go back to this comment. So you guys, I made a video a couple months ago talking about the YouTube / like truck giveaway scene. It's flooded everywhere, and there are a lot of people I know that are tired of it. It's on YouTube, it's on Instagram, it's all out there. It's basically these people who have money. They claim they care about the diesel industry and they're about the diesel industry, but I don't see them at drag meets. I don't see them out there and stuff. They're just building these $100,000 trucks because they have money. They're just giving them away. But they call it a giveaway, although it's not giving it away because the definition of a giveaway is something that does not require the spending of money or any monetary value. It more so is a raffle, which is spending a certain amount of money to increase the odds of you gaining some sort of object. Okay. So I pretty much made a video talking about that, and I pretty much called it a sham. It's not a giveaway; it's a raffle. You know, you got 18 to 21-year-old hardworking Americans who these kids are working construction jobs, trade jobs, who are making money on a paycheck, and they're giving a quarter of their paycheck away to these channels because they're so hopeful and they're so young and naive. Not that saying that's a bad thing, but they're so young and naive and they want it so bad, but they're just really losing their money. And the thing is you know, some people say, oh well, they're getting a t-shirt out of it. Listen, if I spend $100 and get 4 t-shirts, I'm not getting nothing from that. I can go to Walmart, I can go to Target, I can go to Marshalls, Ross. I give me 4 t-shirts and spend probably less than $20 if I really want to. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thought on it. Hate it or love it, it is what it is. All right, Kevin. By the way, love both of your channels. Hell yeah, I appreciate it, brother. Thank you, man.
Appreciate it.
DZL Rod drinking them natty lights. Hell yeah, brother. Hey, one second. I'll show y'all real quick. DZ, this is for you, brother. Oh wait, this is a Bush. Never mind.
Bush latte.
It's still good though. Yeah, hell yeah. Bush Ice, not Bush Light. Bush Light is disgusting, but Bush Ice is good. It's 5.9%. Can't get back. 12-pack, North Carolina, $6.99 all day. What's up, AP? It's good to see you. We were talking earlier, bro. So Monster Ram comment and said a modest setup for compounds, S362 SXE. Man, you love them SXEs, but they're good. They're good. And a 475 SXE. Good. Tongue twister. That is a good setup. I think that is a screamer all day, every day, especially if you do the compressor cover mod, that T51R mod that you did on your S460 or S369 SXE.
Is that from HKS? Is that what that video was on? Was it the HKS?
Which one?
Where he did that mod?
Yep, the T. Yep, the T. Mm-hmm. I've considered doing it on mine, but the thing is with mine is like I hear the turbos scream. I hear the turbos spooling. You know, when I'm just taking off, and I'm just like,
yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if I want to hear more screaming driving normally, because like, believe it or not, but for you guys out there, compounds are actually quieter than a single, like a second gen swap turbo or a single turbo.
Yeah,
just
mine screams pretty good. So
go ahead.
I said mine screams pretty good. You can just hear it just driving down the road doing 40. You can hear it whistling. So I don't know how you guys do it with the 5 blades, where it's like just screaming,
just
like
howling.
Twin 5 blades on his, or the compound 5 blades on his, and that thing's just got to be ripping it.
Yeah. People do it, but people like it, man.
Yep.
Oh, there was a correction. S475.
475 or 472?
No, I think he meant 472. So I think he meant S362 and S475 or S472. One of those two.
Oh, okay.
I think if you talk to any turbo companies, I think they're going to be more prone to steer you towards the S475 route, just because it makes top end. It's reliable, it's proven, and it makes pretty good top end boost. Not making over 750. I got you there. Hey, Scott Link. Here's another YouTuber. It's good to see you, man. Welcome back. Hey, man, I appreciate the comment earlier. I watched your video earlier. So if you guys didn't know Scott Link, he's a YouTuber as well. He has a Duramax channel with a 2019. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's an L5P black Duramax. It's extremely beautiful. I just watched his video this morning of him installing, I want to say hot and cold side pipes from Worley Custom Fab, if I'm correct. It's an awesome channel. Check it out. His YouTube channel is Scott Link. So go ahead and check that out, you guys. I think you will be very satisfied. Thank you for dropping a comment, brother. I appreciate
good stuff.
Yeah, they do. I don't have any Worley Custom Fab products just because I'm cheap, but I watch their videos. You know, they're that Midwestern company. It seems like they do a lot of stuff. It seems like Duramax is like their front runner / like their baby, but they make things for the Power Stroke and the Cummins too. So that's always good. Okay, so 2-to-1 ratio is common for these on the 410. So we're talking about drive. Gotcha.
Okay.
Not too sure about this one. About the washing machines.
Yeah.
Hey, get back to me, Rod, on that one. Let me know. Track Tech studs or ARP? I got ARP
Me
420.
too. Yeah, I got 625s. I'd recommend them. You just got a reputation, you got a name, you know what you get, and you know what you're paying for. So
Yeah, I agree with that. And a lot of times you can go on the forums, you can go on if you have a following on Instagram or anything like that. A lot of times you can ask people, hey, anybody selling some ARP head studs they want to get rid of, and a lot of times I got my head studs off somebody. They were brand new studs, but I bought them off somebody used. I think I paid $325 for them, brand new ARP studs. We usually the 420s go for about what 420, 425.
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Now, what I will say is this. So I got reached out recently or not recently, probably about a couple months ago from a company called Exotic Performance. Um, they manufacture head studs. So what's happening is right now is the head stud, and this is very similar to the forge wheel market. Head studs market is being challenged right now because there are companies that are being able to manufacture, test, and develop head studs the same way ARP can. So what does that mean? Well, the more competition you have, usually the lower the price is going to go down, just to stay competitive. Before these guys and track tech studs, ARP never had competition going back to Lord knows when. So what that means is they got a monopoly and a grip on it. So if they want to charge $600, $1,200 for studs, they're going to charge that because ain't nobody going to be out there to challenge them. But I do know for a fact and expected to see more companies come out. I do expect more companies to come out challenging their head studs. Power Driven Diesel actually is very reputable diesel performance shop. Power Driven Diesel actually made a video talking about head studs and talking about different brands compared to ARP. And all I'm gonna say is check out the video because you might be surprised checking it out. You know what I'm saying? Texas May, y'all seen Greg A blow his cylinder head in one of his races? I thought the truck caught fire. I'll let you go.
I haven't seen it personally, but man, that dude blows so much stuff up when it comes to his turbos, whatever the case may be. And he seems like he's got an unlimited budget, so he can do whatever the heck he wants and just keep on trucking. So the dude is he's got to make.
Yeah, I blow the cylinder head gaskets. Actually, I did not see that one. I've seen multiple videos of his trucks blowing up or blowing something. I can't put this one to mind though. But like Eric said, he definitely has the funds for it.
Or the resources, I guess you could say. Resources or the sponsorships,
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, I'll say resources / yeah, just resources. We'll leave it there. All right. Static Wave says take the rear blocks out.
Don't you do it, Cam. Don't you do it.
You know I'm not going to do that. Tony Key, what's up, brother? It's good to see you, man. You messaged me yesterday. That was awesome. Hey, everybody, I appreciate it. We got 28 people in the live stream. If you can, hit that thumbs up button. I would greatly appreciate it. Mr. Flawless, what's up, man? This is another YouTuber. He does polishing videos on aluminum, detailing videos on vehicles based out of, if I'm correct, Las Vegas. If I'm correct, I do watch videos.
What is that? Is that an OBS?
Like no, that looks like a Tahoe, like a late 90s Tahoe Suburban.
Wheel. That's why I was wondering. It looks like a dually front wheel, so I thought it was like a crew cab dually that was slammed. So
it might be. I can't tell based off the picture because it kind of like gets a little cut off. But,
yeah.
Jamie, what's up, man? How's it going?
What's up, Jamie? Justin. Yep. That's me. It's OKC _6.7. Go check it out, man. I just recently found you on YouTube, and I've been watching some of your videos as well. So nice build you got going on there. So
there you go, Justin. There you go. Hopefully that answers your question, man. Dude, I hope you get better, man. You got the Rona. Take time. Don't be in a rush to get back out there. Get yourself taken care of, man. Watch videos, YouTube videos. Keep yourself busy in the meantime, man. I wish the best for you in terms of your health and recovery, man.
yeah, get to feeling better, man. Where do you hagger more views?
I'm not Mr. Flawless. I'm not too sure what that means. In terms of haggling more views. Okay, here we go. So for my channel, it's definitely going to be truck content. I put detailing content on my channel, detailing, polishing, like, shocks, wheels, and stuff. But obviously, my channel, based off the name and what I've been uploading, a lot of people who subscribe, they subscribe because they want to see diesel content. So I would have to definitely say truck content.
For same here, like I like detailing's, it's cool and all, but man, that stuff takes some work. I'm more of a hands-on wrenching kind of guy. I just did a paint correction on my wife's Mercedes like last week, and that was miserable. I don't see how people do that stuff for a living. I did a 4-stage paint correction with a wax on top of that, and yeah, I don't see much of that being on my channel. Mine's mainly based around truck content, especially obviously the diesels. So that's just where I'm going to be at.
There we go. Y'all plan on doing this chat often and keep it going. This is good. Definitely. If you guys like this, I'm down to do this on my channel more. This is the first time I've done a dual live stream on my channel ever. Definitely expect something like this on Eric's channel here in the near future, probably when he gets to around 1,000 subscribers.
For sure.
I like this. I really do. Just because it's not just me. It's not just one diesel dude. We have another diesel dude. And the thing that's crazy, and people bitch about and complain about social media, technology is ruining society. This is something right here where it's like, you can use it for good. You know what I'm saying? We're using the internet. We're using social media. We're using technology. I got a diesel dude here in Oklahoma. I'm in North Carolina. But yet we can get on here at the same time and talk about what we love to do the most. You know what I'm saying? So definitely can look forward to this. And, we can have different guests on here. If you would like to be featured, reach out to me on Instagram, YouTube, and we can talk. We can chat. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
For sure. Next one. New 6.7 owner here. What tune delete setup do you recommend? Oof. That's a question.
That's you, Eric.
I'd say for tuning, I don't know. I would say get on the forums and research that stuff. I'm not going to sit here and throw out a company because the company I have right now, I'm not too happy with. There's Garofalo Enterprises. Go check out his website. He's got some phenomenal stuff over there, and that's who I recommend everybody that asks questions about tuning, whether it's an EasyLink platform or an EFI platform. Go check him out. Give him a call. That dude will talk to you about anything. The deletes, you don't really need to do the EGR right away. You need to do the exhaust, but the EGR stuff, you can keep it on there until you feel like getting to it because it just shuts it off anyway. You can buy a $100 eBay kit and it just be fine. But for the exhaust side of things, I would recommend, say, Jammo or Flow Pro or some company like that. I have a 5-inch Flow Pro, and I'm not sure if you like the drone or anything. I had a straight pipe, but I recently put my Flow Pro resonator back on. I think it was the Twister, because it is obnoxiously loud when it's a straight pipe, and that's not something I enjoy driving with anymore because I'm just an old guy, I guess, and the drone is just ridiculous.
Yeah. For tunes, man, Eric hit it on the hit it on the head when he said, go to the forums. The thing about it is, and a lot of people know this, is that the EPA is cracking down on these diesel company shops. And I actually talked to a diesel shop owner when I was in Tennessee. I talked to a diesel shop owner. I'm not gonna say who the company was or nothing like that. But I talked to them and I asked him, like, hey man, how do you get around this? He's just like, he told me how he does it and stuff. I'm not gonna put his business out there because that's his business and that's how he feeds his family and makes money. But It's hard, man. It's hard. So when you go on online, and you're just throwing out a blatant question like, "Hey," and not in a bad way or nothing, but when you're saying, "Hey, who can I get tunes from?" These people are scared. They're
Yep.
scared. At any minute, they do not know if the government's going to come and raid their shop, take away their assets, find them, shut their business down, and next thing you know, these people are poor and they can't feed their families. So if it's harder for you to figure out where you can go to get tunes and stuff like that, don't get offended by it, but just know that it's for the well-being of the diesel community. But what I will say on top of what Eric said, the EGR delete, you don't have to do that immediately. So if you find someone that can do your tuning, all you gotta do is tell them to turn off the EGR. You can let the EGR sit there, and then all you gotta do, like he said, Jammo, hit up Jammo. If I'm correct, FlowPro actually does not make any more delete pipes. I think effective last year, but they might, I don't know, or they might have some old ones still in inventory. But as of right now, Jammo is the most recent one that you can get your exhaust from. If you really wanted to delete the EGR, you can go on eBay and buy an EGR delete kit for like $80, $100, and it works fine. People ask me all the time, what EGR delete kit should I buy?
The
On the
cheapest.
comments, what's up?
I say the cheapest one. It don't matter.
Exactly. It's not like a 6.0 Power Stroke where if you buy the Chinese EGR delete, it's gonna crack, leak coolant. No. On a 6.7 Cummins, they're all the same. As long as you have the blocker plates with the gasket on them, as long as you have the coolant reroute tube, and that's it really. So whatever's the cheapest one you can find, it'll work fine. You won't have any issues from it, and if you do, then you just tell them and get your money back. So, but yeah.
Sam's talking about a washing machine because electric equals motor. Okay, combustion is an engine technically. All right.
All right, Sam.
What's up, Mike?
Michael Nite. Suge Knight. What's up, man? I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
It's a Tahoe, my 2021 project.
Oh, okay. That's his thumbnail he's talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man.
Can't wait to see that thing, man. That'll be pretty sweet.
That's dope, man. Hey, Mr. Flawless, I'm subscribed to you now. So if you guys a little background story. So Mr. Flawless, you guys know me. I like to watch detailing videos on the side. I watch a lot of detailing content, auto detailing, and I watch like polishing, aluminum polishing, metal polishing because I do that on the side. Actually, tomorrow morning I have a job about an hour south from me. I'm going to be polishing 4 wheels on old school. What's the bed style called? The bed, Eric. What's the bed? You know, Pat's truck, the Silverado he has. What's that bed style? The side step cab, or
they don't call it OBS like a cat eye, or it's a step side. They call it, but.
Yeah, side step. So I'm going to polish it's an early '90s Silverado single cab with the side step bed. I'm going to go polish his wheels. He has some aluminum wheels on there. If you guys want to see what that looks like, make sure you follow the Instagram, everything_diesel. Tomorrow I'll be posting pictures on there. But yes. So anyways, long story short, with Mr. Flawless, I came across his channel, and he's in Vegas polishing wheels, detailing these big lifted trucks. And I saw it, I'm like, I like this. Hell yeah. So now I subscribe to him and I message him and stuff like that. So he does have a YouTube channel, Mr. Flawless. Go ahead and check it out if you guys are interested in seeing some cool detailing content / polishing wheels, or if you got questions, go on to the channel, subscribe, ask him, etc.
Nice.
I'm thinking of doing some old school truck reviews. Do it, bro. Do it.
Nice.
This one's for you, dog.
Okay, see, how do you like the WC setup? I'll tell you, man, that's to me, in my opinion, that's the best second gen swap on the market. There's nobody else that's that compares. I just did a Evil Fab kit on a buddy of mine's truck, actually, that I met through my YouTube channel, and the fit and finish on the WC Fab kit was top notch. Like everything from my WC Fab kit went in without any customization, without any fabrication, without anything that I needed extra. Everything was right there. The Evil Fab kit, we had some issues. We had some hurdles we had to overcome. Still a nice kit, but WC Fab, you're going to pay a little bit more for that kit, but I would highly recommend it. Nothing but good things to say about those guys. Hopefully that answers your question, Jake.
Yeah. And here's my thing. I agree with Eric 100% because I know Eric put that turbo on his truck. and I represent Smedden Diesel / MDC Diesel. But if you watch my videos, there's one thing that I will never say, and I will say is that MDC makes the best turbo kit. I've never said that in any of my videos. I've never said they have the best, easiest installation kit ever. My thing is this: if you watch me, and I challenge you guys, go watch my compounds video installation if you have not watched it. I call out some of their flaws in their compound kit when I'm installing it, just because I'm like, this is I'm not even, I don't work there. I'm just a regular dude, you know, and I can see the problem here. If I can see it, then I know damn sure y'all can see it.
And that's the thing I'll hit on that, Cam, too, is the kit that we did on Bodie's truck was it was an easy install. It only took us about 7 hours, but we had our issues, right? And that video that I have on my channel, if you guys want to head over there and check it out, I actually had some issues and I called them out on it on the channel about fitment with this or fitment with that or having problems. And they were kind of giving them some not problems, but like kind of like, hey man, try this. But as soon as they saw my YouTube video, they changed. They were like, okay man, hey, we'll send you this, we'll send you this, because they maybe from their viewership that it was not the right part, or they didn't send them the right, say, oil drain, like one of the things. So they actually had to send him some other parts, and we're going to be probably putting those on here in a couple of weeks to get all that stuff ironed out.
And I tell you, man, that's crazy, man. It blows my mind because you claim to be, and this is not disrespecting them at no means, but when it comes to business, when a customer reaches out, and this is such a pet peeve for me, when a customer reaches out to a company and they're saying, hey man, I'm having issues with this, and the company can't say anything like, oh, did you do this right? Did you do this? What are you using? And it's like, dude, like, I'm not an idiot. I know what I'm doing when it comes to, basic tools and basic, mechanical skills. But when you have to go through those leaps and bounds, it speaks in its own words about that company. I tell you what, I'll tell you guys the experience, because this is a live stream. There's probably going to be a lot of people on here that watches this video afterward. But when I was installing my compounds, I came up on the bracket for the atmospheric turbo, and it refused to line up. It just would not line up. I mean, if you were seeing how far off the holes were from the block of the engine, you would be like, this is not made for this truck. You really would think that. So I called them and I'm talking to them on the phone, and I'm talking to people, and I'm like, hey man, like, what's going on here? And all they say is, oh, screw the bolt out bigger so that way the bolt has some room to slide around, so you can kind of slide the bracket around to get it lined up. And I'm like, why do I have to do that? Why should I have to do that? I just dropped several $1,000s on this turbo kit. I should not have to do that. You know what I'm saying? And to go off what Eric was saying, it's like that, you pay for what you get, is what I'm saying. Now, if you were to ask me, do I love my compound setup? I would tell you, fuck yeah, all day, every day. Not without a doubt. But if you're going to ask me how was the installation, that's another story. But yeah, man. All right. Where we at? So that was Jake Bailey. Thank you for the question, Jake. I appreciate it, brother. Yeah. C Vision said he's not a fan of the drone. Nothing wrong with that. Oops. No worries, brother. No worries. Eric, you got a question?
I got a baby bladder, man. I had to go drain the main vein. Okay.
Hey, you're going to answer this, and I'm going to go do the same thing. BRB.
Right. So, what pros and cons have you seen from your RevMax valve body? So, pros. First and foremost, I have gears. I'm geared to 430, all right? I have a set of 430 nitro gears, which definitely helped the truck when it came to driving, shifting, things like that. When I had the gears installed, I did not do a relearn on the transmission. It was to the point where, from what I've heard, a 68 RFE is a constant revolving, constant learning transmission that I didn't have to do gears. Truck never threw a code, truck never had any issues, whatever the case may be. I installed that RevMax valve body, and I put it in and immediately did the tunes right after, just to up the line pressure to 225. And I took it easy for about probably 100 miles. Excuse me. After that, the truck it drives freaking amazing. When I get on it, there's no like stuttering. There's no like trying to shift into the next gear on like, I don't know if that makes sense, but trying to just as you get on it, it'll say shift into it and have that shift flare and then come back down. It still has it from time to time, but if you really get on it and you're like romping on it, you can feel the shifts are instantly. It's like as soon as you shift, boom, 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 it's a smooth shift. Have no problems with it whatsoever. If you guys go back onto my channel and you guys take a look at the valve body I pulled out, which was my stock valve body, it's the casting for the 68 RFE. It was pretty scary looking. I was actually kind of worried when I looked at it because there was a bunch of, say, cast fractures or spider webbing around certain bolts and things like that. That kind of worried me. And I know for my truck to only have, say, 36,000 miles when I did it, I was like, man, I wonder what these guys are, with, say, 100,000 miles with the lift wheels and tires is still on stock 342s. You just never know what you're actually going through when it comes to stuff like that. So hopefully that answers your question there, Colby. Justin Hawksmith, subscribe to Mr. Flawless and OKC. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, guys. And since Cam's off here, I'm going to throw a little thing for myself, man. If you guys could go over there and subscribe to my channel, OKC_6.7. We're getting there. I believe I have some good content. Cam's giving me a thumbs up. But go and check out the channel, guys. It's a simple channel. It's nothing crazy. It's just like Cam. I do have a giveaway right now challenging my subscribers to start their own YouTube channel. And that is a simple, just get on there, do an intro of yourself, your truck. And I have 3 prizes I'm going to give away. The prizes are in no particular order. The first one is going to be a Chemical Guys foam cannon with 3 different types of solution to use in that foam cannon. The next will be a tripod for your camera with a $25 gift card. And last but not least, I'm just going to give away a $25 gift card. The gift cards will be to Amazon. So go check it out. OKC_6.7.
That's awesome. Hell yeah. You guys, I'm telling you right now, we got 34 people on the 34 people in the live stream. Thank you guys all for checking out the live stream. If you just joined in, if you've been in since we first started, we're going on an hour right now. This is amazing. You guys, one thing about Eric's channel, OKC67, one thing that I will say is that his channel resembles mine in the similarities of this. It's simple, okay? When I first, back in January 2018, when I first started my YouTube channel, I wanted to make a channel that was simple, people can come to, get the information they needed, and go on about their business. Okay, too many channels are out there where it's smoke and mirrors. It's all this filler stuff, and people just want to go there and see something. So, like my channel, I take pride in it. You know why? Because guess what? My channel is actually the only YouTube channel that shows how to install a second-gen style over/under compound setup on YouTube. My channel is one of the only channels that shows how to install a separator gasket on a 68 RFE valve body. I have multiple videos on my channel that are the only videos on my channel that you can find. My channel is also one of the only channels that shows how to do from step 1 to step A to Z, how to do a grid heater delete on a 6.7 Cummins, because it's completely different than on a 5.9 Cummins. And the thing I take pride in is that my channel is simple. People come here, they get the information they need, and they go on about their business. They thank me, and I love that. Because what happened was, before I started my channel, there was a gap where I would go to channels to look up how to do stuff, and it would be a 12-minute video, and the last 3 to 4 minutes would be them installing what I'm trying to watch about. But the first 7 or 8, however many minutes, is them just talking about random stuff and all this, and it's like, dude, I don't want to see that, man. You know what I'm saying? So I made a point and effort to be direct on my channel. And one thing that I can tell you about with Eric's channel is, if you click on the video that has a title, let's say it says installing 68 RFE RevMax valve body, it's going to be a video of him installing a 68 RFE RevMax valve body. It's not going to be a bunch of smoke and mirrors. 5 minutes of him talking, 10 minutes of him talking, and then installing it for 2 minutes, and he's like, all right, we're gonna go ahead and do this, and then we're done. It's not like that. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead, check his channel out. Pat's in the chat. What's up, Pat? You saw that too. So Go ahead, give the man a follow. Check his channel out. If you follow his guidelines, get entered, and you might be able to win those ISPRO gauges or anything like that. Okay. So we'll go from there. Hey, Justin, I'll post this real quick if Mr. Flawless is still watching. Just subscribe to you guys. That's awesome. Now, real quick, the next question, Ryan, that is an excellent question, and that is perfect for this channel. Thank you so much for the Eric already saw it. Thank you so much for the comment. So we always hear about a bad 68 RFE. What are some pros of the 68 RFE that a lot of people overlook? Eric, if you don't mind, can I take this one first?
Go ahead, man.
Okay, so you guys, I will defend a 68 RFE transmission all day, every day. Okay, so first things first, when it comes to 68 RFE, what are some pros of it? Number one, compared to the 48 RFE or 5R100 transmission, it has 6 gears compared to 4 or 5 gears. The fifth and sixth gear on the transmission are overdrive gears, which means fuel mileage. You're going to get good fuel mileage. Okay. Number two, pros to the 68 RFE. The 68 RFE is an excellent towing transmission, okay? Meaning you can be in sixth gear, cruising 18, 19, 2000 RPM, but you can still get reliable and excellent fuel mileage. But at the same time, if you need to give it some fuel so that way you can kind of get up past somebody or you're going up an incline, you can still get that. 68 RFE, and I will defend it all day, every day, is not a bad transmission. It's not 2010. It's not 2011 when it first came out back then in 2007 and a half. It's 2020. It's a good transmission. In terms of other pros, it's a relatively low temperature operating transmission, which means it doesn't make a lot of heat. I'll let Eric talk about it in his caveat side, but on me, I got 40s, re-geared 430, turned all this stuff done to my truck. My transmission temps average about 150 degrees. If it's a hot day outside, 165, 170 on the highway. If it's cold outside, I'm looking at 130, 125 all day, every day. It's a relatively low operating transmission in terms of temperature. Another thing that I like about it is that, again, it has 6 gears. You can't beat that, compared to a 4-speed overdrive 48 RE swap. And then this is the last thing I will say, and I'll let Eric take the floor. People think you need to do a 48 swap on a Dodge if you want to make any sort of power. That is far from the truth. If you have a transmission shop telling you you need to 48 swap your truck to make 700 horsepower, take your keys and run away as fast as you can, because that is far from the truth. Technology has came so far. Companies like RevMax, Suncoast, I can't even think of them all. Randy's. There's tons of companies out there that have Red Horse transmission out of Texas. There's so many companies out there that have brought the 68 so far out of the Stone Ages to where it is a very reliable truck. The only time I recommend a 48 swap in terms of transmissions on these trucks is if you're going to be constantly drag racing these trucks, meaning you're pulling to the track, like Turbo Tom. Turbo Tom is a perfect example. His 4Gen, he 48 swapped it because that is a race truck. He takes that truck to the track all day, every day, and sends it down the track as fast as it can go. That is when a 48 is proper to do a swap on that truck. Levon from Firepunk, and everybody knows Firepunk is notoriously known for their 48 swaps on their 68 transmissions. Even Levon said, hey, if you just have a 700 horsepower, 600 horsepower towing truck, you don't really need to swap and put a 48 in this. Like, you can get a well-built 68. So that's just my 2 cents on it. Eric, I'll let you have it, man. I rambled too long.
Kind of lost my thoughts there. So 68s. So first and foremost, if you drive this truck like you're supposed to, you will have no problems. If you start dogging on it, start doing boosted launches, start doing burnouts, you're going to have problems, just like any other transmission would. Think about it. You're putting out, say, 800 foot-pounds of torque just from the factory. Transmissions aren't meant to handle that kind of abuse, just doing burnouts, things like that. So 68 RFEs, at one point I was looking at doing a 48 swap. Then I got smart when I started looking at the price tag of that stuff. That stuff is absolutely ridiculous, like Cam said. And I've talked to him about it. Take care of your transmission, build it in slow stages. I'm not a person that I personally can't go drop, 10 grand on a transmission, 7 grand on a transmission. So I do the preventative stuff to actually help it out, whether it be a separator plate, the gasket, or whether it be a full valve body replacement or a torque converter, billet flex plate, a billet input shaft. Those are things you can do to help that transmission if you want to get some power out of it. Like Cam said, the 48 swap. If you're planning on drag racing that thing, then you may want to look at the 48 swap. The 68 is not meant for that. The 5th and 6th, those gears go out on these trucks, on these transmissions, infamously if you beat on them. Drive your truck like a responsible adult. Be an adult. Don't beat on it. I know it's hard sometimes when you have all that power at tap. Trust me, I know. We both know that we have that power there, but we know that he's turning 40s, I'm turning 37s, and it's probably not smart to do that. So treat your transmission with some respect, treat your truck with some respect, and you'll be fine. 68 will last you just fine. There's people out there running 500,000 miles with 68s, no problems. So
yep, that's a big fact. Big fact. And you guys, if you didn't know, I have a stock-ish, besides trans tuning and the ATS valve body separator, I have a stock 68 RFE with 183,000 miles on my transmission.
Yep.
Have not changed my trans once. Running 40s, I re-geared it to 430s, and I stay in tune 4 or 5 24/7. My truck does not go below tune 4 ever, really. Actually, barely.
Another thing I'll hit on too, Cam, is if you're lifting, you got wheels and tires, gears are your best friend. I know it's not a fun mod. I know it's not a celebrity mod or like doing a second-gen swap, but gears are something you need to heavily look at and invest in. If you don't have those, your transmission is under so much pressure. She's not happy. She will break if you keep, driving her like crazy. I know the RPMs change and your gas mileage might change a little bit, but the pressure that the transmission is under is not a good thing. One other thing I want to hit on is the thermal bypass for the RevMax. Cam and I talked about this a few weeks ago, is, putting in that there's a thermostat, I think on the 13 and up Ram 2500s with the 68 RFE, there's a thermostat in there, just like your truck, just like your engine coolant. If that thing fails, your transmission will run hot and it'll pretty much eat itself alive. I put mine in there from RevMax, and at the most, for just daily driving or on the highway, I saw 130 degrees at the hottest temperature for my transmission. So it's maybe something to look at. It's $100 for the part. It's a little peace of mind, and it'll definitely help keep your temperatures down when it comes to your transmission.
Oh yeah, that's a big fact. That's a big fact. So for the fourth gen Cummins, the thermostat bypass valve for 68 RFE. If you don't have it, you definitely need to do it. You can go RevMax, ATS makes it, BD makes it. Tons of transmission companies make it. Definitely was something you would need. On third gens, we don't have the thermostat valve on there, or the thermostat, so we don't have to worry about that. But at the same time, the thing he hit with gears, that is a huge mod and investment. I mean, when I did my gears, Eric was asking me questions about it, and I told him, I said, bro, this is not, I'm not joking. Like, when you do it, and especially on 4gens, because if you guys didn't know this, so in 2010, when the 4gen came out, Dodge went from a 3.73 gear ratio in their axles to a 3.41, so a 3.41, which with the intent of better highway mileage. But what happens is, by dropping that gear stall down, you're putting more load on the transmission. And then you put 35s or 24s on the truck, it's a wrap. It's done. Forget about it. Okay. So when you re-gear that truck back to 430s, 410s, it changes the way the truck drives, the throttle response. I'm telling you right now, somebody drove my truck, and I got 40s, 24x14s on there. Forge wheels. Forge wheels are heavier than cast alloy wheels. And they did not know that. They didn't know. They said they couldn't tell that my truck had oversized wheels on it. Why? Because I did the things that were necessary to make it feel like that. Okay. Everything Eric mentioned was spot on, 100%. I have thousands, or not thousands, but I have several videos talking about all that stuff when it comes to 68 RFE. Again, at the end of the day, like what Eric said, what I'm saying, it comes down to your right foot. That's really what it comes down to. I mean, you go on Instagram, you see these cats with the power strokes doing burnouts, with Duramax is doing. The Duramax is, I'll tell you what right now, the Allison in its stock form versus a 68 RFE in its stock form, it ain't all that much better. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Those Allison 1000s and 2000s or whatever they got, they go into limp mode a whole lot more than what you know about. People just don't talk about it or put it out there because it's an Allison. It's an Allison. Oh, it's a school bus transmission. No, bitch. Your shit just went to limp mode because you gave it 25% throttle because you're trying to pass somebody, like, on a hill. Get the fuck out of here, okay? So take that for what it is. But Ryan, thank you so much for that question. That was an excellent question.
Good question.
Oh yeah. What's up, Tim? How's it going, brother? C Visions for straight pipe P1 race exhaust. I just installed one on my 08 like a month ago, like a month. They installed flawlessly. Oh, okay, so this dude's telling you what exhaust to go with.
Yep.
So Ryan, to answer your question, yes and no. Yes would be you would have to reach out to whoever the head MCCS personnel is for your local region / base / command. I'm gonna be real with you. I 100% don't know. That's something I'd actually be curious about. With COVID happening right now, I want to say the chances of that is slim to none, but definitely something you could look into.
I think Jake's responded to him. Check with MWR. Yeah, that's one of the welfare recreation. Check on that. Yeah. I would just get on the forums, man.
Pretty much. Okay. All right. And we got Pat, Big Pat in the live stream. Damn, dude, everybody knows Pat. Paragon truck cover, pros, cons, would you still recommend it? So for the Paragon truck bed cover, to answer your question, Thomas, yes, I would still recommend it. It does what I needed to do, which is to protect my stuff when I put it in the bed. You know, if I got tools in the bed, I got expensive tools I put in the bed, hunting gear. If I put it in the bed, I can lock my bed up, secure it 100%. I think it's good. It's a good investment. The only thing I will say about in terms of cons for Paragon is that it's not waterproof. A lot of people, when they get truck bed covers, they want waterproof, meaning water will not get into their bed. With Paragon, a little bit of water will still get in there, especially if it rains all night or all day and it's just sitting there. You will have a little bit of water in there, but it's not going to be flooded. It's not going to be something like, it's not, it ain't going to be nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? Heck yeah. Justin Smith and Power Stroke Pat having a little conversation in the chat. All right, so one piece or opinion on a one-piece drive shaft versus a two-piece drive shaft. Pros and cons. So a lot of people, not a lot, but a good amount of people hit me up asking about drive shafts for my truck. When I bought my truck in 2016, it came with a single-piece drive shaft. Up until then, I didn't know Dodges came with two-piece drive shafts with a carrier bearing until people started messaging me telling me this. If you have the opportunity, the resources, the money to get a single piece, I would tell you to get a single piece drive shaft all day, every day. Why? Because you don't have to worry about that carrier bearing ever again. Single piece drive shaft, you got a U joint, you got a U joint on the backside, you got a U joint on the front on the slip yoke, and that's it. I mean, I would definitely say a single piece over a two piece all day, every day if you had the choice. You know what I'm saying? All right, Reginald, subscribe.
Yeah,
what's up?
Nope. What's up?
Oh,
I hear some people talking about a two-piece, but mine came with a one-piece as well. Mine's straight up mega cab, and it's got a one-piece. I don't have a two-piece with a carrier bearing.
Yeah, exactly. The carrier bearing. I mean, if you have a two-piece drive shaft truck, it's not a bad thing. It doesn't. There's no true cons to it in terms of like, oh, it's gonna mess up your truck. It's nothing like that. It's just by having a one piece, it's the ease of mind knowing that you don't have to worry about changing your carrier bearing. You know what I'm saying? What size injectors do you have with dual fillers? Do you need bigger injectors? So, Kobe, right now at this moment, I have my stock injectors in the truck. Right here behind my shoulder, I have some Flux Diesel 120 horsepower injectors that I am waiting to install because MDC Diesel Smedden was nice enough to send me out some heavy duty valve springs. So I'm going to be getting heavy duty valve springs, and I'm going to go ahead and order some heavy duty push rods. So that way, when I do the injectors, because in order to change your valve springs, you have to remove the injectors. I'm going to do it all at once. That way, I'm not going back in there because, take it from me, working on a 10.5-inch lifted truck on the engine bay with a ladder, it gets old fast. So if I can limit the amount of times I have to get up there and break my back working on the engine, I'm going to do it all day, every day. So to answer your question with dual fuelers, do I need bigger injectors? I'm going to be 100% real with you. I love the way the way the truck drives right now. After I installed that new tuning revision file last week, I've left my truck on tune 5, and I ain't gonna lie, the stuff Eric was talking about what not to do, I was doing. Just because it feels so good. It really does, man. It feels so good. The power is instant. It's throughout the entire curve, the RPM curve. It just feels so good. But I know there's more out there, and I'm gonna find out what it is. So yeah,
I've been trying to get him to put them injectors in for a minute. So
he has.
But we'll get him there. When that trans going, then you got to go see those Red Horse guys in Texas.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing too. So we got 41 people in the live chat. So a lot of you guys don't know it because I never talk about it. But one of the reasons why I wasn't so fast or so I wasn't so ready to just drop the injectors in and floor it and go is because I'm kind of trying to let my transmission last until I can get it built. Hopefully early next year. I want my transmission to have the best chance to last. And right now it's doing good. It gives me no issues. It runs great. It shifts great. Everything. So I'm trying to let that last as long as it can. Trust me, I know the transmission, my transmission, she's ready for a rebuild. I'm not saying it's bad or nothing, but I do know that she can use a new clutch packs, new torque converter, all that good stuff, billet input shaft, double clutch packs, and all that good stuff. And then the new Sonax overdrive drum for the 5th gear. Eric was talking about it earlier. She's ready for that stuff. I know she is. I'm not saying that she drives bad. She doesn't slip. She doesn't flag. Nothing like that. But I just know it. You know what I'm saying? A transmission has almost 190,000 miles on it. You can't tell me it doesn't need a refresh or it wouldn't like a refresh. You know what I'm saying? So, Jay Morrell, what's up, brother? It's good to see you in the chat, man. What gear ratio do you success? Yeah, Eric knows him.
Yeah.
What gear ratio do you success or suggest?
I would say 410, man. I think he's on 35s.
Yeah, I was just about to talk about that. So, based off tire size. So if you have 35s, I would recommend 410s. If you have 37s, I would recommend 430s. And if you have 40s or bigger, 456 all day. I have 430s because at the time when I put gears in my truck, I had 37s, and then I went to 40s. Don't get me wrong, it still drives good. The 430s are very good gears for 40s, but you can tell that 430s aren't meant for 40s. 456s is what would be perfect for 40s. But my thing is too also is that I do not intend to stay at 40s the entire time on this truck. I do intend on going back to 38s or 37s down the road. Whenever I do, we'll switch up. But that's my recommendation.
Yeah, he said he's on 33. I would still recommend 410s.
Mm-hmm.
So because some of the trucks will come from the factory with 410. So generally, I think that's one of the good ones to stick with.
Yeah, if you get a 3500, they come with 410s, if I'm correct.
Yeah. Yeah, I was about to ask you about that too. It's like, you gonna be bringing that thing back down to reality soon, or you gonna keep it on 10.5 inches of lift?
So on 10-inch lift, so my plan is, and you guys are hearing it for the first time. So I don't intend on staying on the 10-inch lift the entire time I own the truck. What I would like to do is go back down to an 8-inch lift, potentially a 6-inch, but most likely an 8-inch lift. Go back down to an 8-inch lift. Put some 26 by 16s or 26 by 14s on there with the 37s and call it a day. Right now I'm just kind of like in that, like, fuck the world mentality. I just want to run the biggest shit I can run just because it's different, switching it up. But that stance and the look that I have is not going to be the permanent look on my truck. So
yeah.
Ryan commented, one-piece drive shaft, awesome, especially on lifted trucks. Never have to worry about the carrier bearing. I went from a 2-piece to a 1-piece, no regrets. So there you go, right there. There's a confirmation about the 1-piece over a 2-piece. Biggest thing really is the carrier bearing. You eliminate having to worry about, because if that carrier bearing takes a shit, you can't drive your truck, and if you do, you're gonna tear your drive shaft. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, listen to Justin, man. I think he's only on 20 inches of lift. So
it's like 20. I think it's like 21. Justin, what's your your lift on your truck. I think it's like a 21-inch with
It's
like
crazy big.
it's massive. It's
Yeah.
legitimately like a SEMA build. It's
that's
sick. Power stroke Pat. What's your thoughts on changing trans fluid? I think because trans 2 go out premature.
Oof. What would it look like, man? That's one thing I would look at. I would just see how that looks.
So for trans fluid, here's my thing on it. If you have a truck where you've never had the transmission flushed, I don't recommend a flush, especially if it has high mileage. You're pushing over 100,000, 120,000 miles in the transmission, you don't know if the transmission has ever been flushed. I don't recommend flushing it just because there's a chance that you flush out the shit that's keeping your trans alive. Now, if you can confirm that the transmission has been flushed, then I recommend a flush all day, every day, a hot flush. My transmission, I didn't know, so I've never flushed my trans. I've just took the pan off, drained the fluid out of it, and then top it off. Put the pan back on, top it off, and add fluid, and go from there. But yeah, I run Amsoil for my transmission fluid. No issues with that with the deep dish pan. If you ask about deep dish pan, I'm not going to sit here and say that it's a game changer just because my trans temp stayed about the same. But I think the purpose, I think the purpose of a deep dish trans pan is not to make your transmission temperature cooler, but it's to maintain your transmission temp longer. So if your transmission temp is usually around 160, and let's say it's a hot day, you're giving it some work, you're going up hills. By having a deeper dish, you have more fluid. It's going to allow the fluid to cycle more and to remain cooler. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thought on it.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't flush them out. Little story: I used to work at Jiffy Lube before I joined the military, years ago, and we used to flush people's transmissions out and engines out. And I can't tell you how many times we have blown somebody's transmission or blown somebody's motor because we knocked out, all the contaminants that were in there, and the engine just never ran right again. So I would just do a drain and fill. I don't know if it's kind of hard because there's so much with the transmission cooler, there's a torque converter, there's all that stuff. So I would just drain it and then fill it, do a new filter and just go with that. I wouldn't actually be flushing anything. Hopefully that answers your question, Pat.
I'm going to show y'all this just because I don't know what this dude's saying.
Nah, man, he needs to go get a life. I don't know
yeah. Oh, that's funny. All right. Ram doesn't. Oh, okay, so you're adding on to the 2-piece. Okay, so there's some knowledge right here. Keep hearing stuff.
Justin's added to Pat's comment about the fluid. Pros and cons to deleting a 2020 6.7 as poor performance power stock. They all do, unfortunately.
My truck was a slug when I first bought it.
Me personally, mine was a slug too. My first Cummins I ever had was a 2013, and I only had 3,000 miles when I traded it in. It's pretty sad, but during recruiting duty, I only drove to work 1 mile, each way, so I never really got to drive it much. But I would highly recommend just if you want your warranty, maybe that's a question you should ask yourself for a 2020. And at the same time, if you want to look at some tuning, I refer you back to Garofalo Enterprises and make sure they can answer your question for you when it comes to that aspect, because they deal a lot with CTT performance and things like that, and they have EFI and EasyLink. So,
yeah. Biggest thing, I've had people messaging me asking me about deleting a brand new diesel truck, and I tell them, I said, really, they say pros and cons to doing it, and I tell them the only con really is the warranty issue.
Yep.
But I've done it and I've helped people do it. They'll delete the truck, leave the EGR intact on the engine, but they'll just turn it off, like Eric said a while ago. Turn it off, and then that'll be it. And then when they go to the dealership, they'll just unplug their tuner or something like that. But yeah, other than that, and also now I don't know how much truth there is behind this, but I did hear that if let's say you take your truck in and it's deleted, brand new. You take it in to get the radio fixed or something inside fixed because something's messed up. I do, and I've heard multiple times that a dealership cannot deny a warranty claim unless the issue that occurred is directly related to what you've done to the engine. You know what I'm saying? So if your water pump takes a shit on the truck, they have to be able to prove the water pump took a shit because you deleted your truck. You know what I'm saying? Or they have to prove that deleting your truck is what caused your head unit or your radio to go out or your lights to fucking burn up. You know what I'm saying? I've heard that a lot. Do I know if that's 100% true in terms of the fine terms? No idea. My truck's 12 years old.
It's 100% true.
Is it, Eric?
Yeah, they can't deny your warranty stuff with because of it's like people trying to deny your freaking windshield washer fluid because you got big lift wheels and tires. It has nothing to do with it. That's the law that is in place, and they can't deny that. So that is something that is actually true. It has to do with the aftermarket performance mods.
Okay, so it has to directly correlate with what you've done to the issue.
I'll tell you right now, if you have your truck deleted and tuned and you're trying to get something done on a powertrain warranty, so your turbo goes out, you're SOL. There's no way they're gonna work on that.
Yeah.
Just be ready for that, though. I mean, that's common sense. It is what it is. That's what they're gonna do.
Oh, all right.
Truck rice. Here we go.
Oh, I see it. Eric, go ahead. You go first.
Well, up until probably about a month ago, I'll tell you right now, one of the things I thought was truck rice, and maybe I still do, but I really don't even care anymore, would be like rock lights and wheel ring lights. But guess what? I'm looking at them. So I'm polished wheels, so I know that it looks a hell of a lot better at night when you got the wheels lit up and everything like that. So that is something I am definitely looking at. But that was definitely my number one thing that I would say that would be truck rice. And I would say another one is just wheel spacers galore when you're having the wheels looking absolutely crazy and you can see your calipers and your brake rotors from the front of the truck. So what do you think, Tom? Don't leave me hanging on this one. I'm sure I'll catch some fun.
I know. I already know you about to say. All right, so truck rice. Okay, so you guys, back early this year when I first put the forged wheels on my truck, Eric hit me up. It was OKC 67. He was like, "Cam, man, you should put some wheel lights in your truck, man. I think that'd be pretty sick." I'm like, "Man, fuck that shit, man. That's some rice or a Walmart pull up in the parking lot type shit." I was like, "I ain't ever gonna do it." And then I put 8 white rock lights in my truck, and then I hit up Justin Hawkins Smith to ask him who he got his wheel lights from a couple weeks ago. So I'm a hypocrite. A year ago, I was that dude saying, "Oh, you got that wheel lights and truck rice and stuff," but now it's like it grew on me. I'm like, "Oh man, it looks so good." For truck rice, though, to answer your question, I guess I would have to say like you went to like Pep Boys, Advanced Auto, you bought every single chrome accessory you can see on the shelf, you put it on the truck. You got the cheapest LED lights on. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that. That's what I think of when I think of truck rice. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna call out squatted trucks, even though it's like that's not really my thing. But I've seen some squatted trucks that look good. I ain't gonna lie, they do look good. It's not my thing.
I think we respect all builds. You know what I mean? No matter what they are.
Yeah, exactly. If you put the effort and time and the work into making your vehicle look the way you want it to, and it looks presentable, you have to pay only your respect to that. You can't just sit there and blow it off and be like, this dude's a fucking idiot or a douchebag or something like that. That's not the truck community. That's just the fakes and the posers and shit out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
All right, man. We got to burn through these questions because the battery and laptop starting to get down there. All right. And we've been on here for 1 hour and 34 minutes. So we're going to have to start wrapping this up soon. Yeah. All right. So been thinking about chafing mine, but I'm scared to mess anything up. The Fortrans are stout. I may try that method. Okay, so he's talking to Justin. Oh, Jesus. All right, real quick, so I'll show you guys this. So Justin says he's at 20 inches right now in the front, 16 in the rear. Going to bring it down to 18 inches until I full length the rear next year. Then I'm going to go up to 21, 22 inches in the front. God damn. Once the rear is full length, then do a 19 to 20 in the rear.
All right.
It's good shit.
Can't wait to see that. That's an awesome build he's got going on over there.
Yeah, it's sick. It's legit. I'm telling you guys right now. Besides OKC 6'7", MKS Performance, Mr. Flawless, Power Stroke Pat, Justin Hawkins Smith is a channel you definitely want to check out. If you want to see a cool build, he got one going on right now. Jay asked, will leaving an unplugged EGR on the engine damage it? No.
Not unless you're deleted. Not unless you're tuned.
Well, not Jay, because your tuner will disable / activate your EGR. So it's going to completely turn off the EGR valve. It's not going to do nothing. It's just going to sit there and look pretty.
Yeah, you don't even have to unplug it at that point. Just it's fine. You're not going to mess with it.
Oh, Josh, Pure Panorama, what's up, man?
Yeah, there's Josh. I saw him earlier in there.
I didn't see this first comment I seen from him. Dude, it's good to see you, man.
Clowns or something. So I saw him earlier. So.
Okay, hell yeah. I appreciate it. Money Pit, thank you for the comments, man.
Justin, don't feel attacked, bro. And there's Pat. He's thinking the same thing.
I love Justin's truck.
Sweet, man.
And the thing is that I have a soft spot for 6.0 Power Strokes because I used to have, and I sent a video a long time ago to Power Stroke Pat. I sent a video of I used to have a 2005 or 2006 King Ranch F350. It was white with the tan, with the saddle leather. It was an awesome truck. It ran fine. It's just one thing and one thing only. It was 2-wheel drive, and I just couldn't do it. So I have a soft spot.
I'm looking at them on Marketplace. Like,
man, I mean,
so bring a 6.0 to the channel. That'd be fun too.
That's content, man. And the part, believe it or not, parts are pretty cheap for Power Strokes 6.0s. Yeah. I mean, you can get. I bought back in 2016. I bought all 820% injectors for my 6.0 for $980 $980. All eight.
Man, like I ordered an injector on a 6.7 Cummins.
Exactly. So you know where I'm coming from.
Yep.
Hell yeah. All right, now I think we caught up to all the comments. Okay, well, we got one here from Grudge Addict. I'll let this be the last one, and then we're going to wrap this up. So I just deleted the 2013 6-speed. Any recommendations for a clutch upgrade? My mechanic told me that I started slipping the clutches. Grudge, I've heard a lot from South Bend. You can do a single disc, a dual disc, or a triple disc, or Valère or South Bend. If you just have a basic tuned and deleted truck, you shouldn't need anything more than a single disc clutch unless you want one. But to be 100% honest with you, when it comes to the G56s, the manuals, I'm not a whole bunch knowledgeable in them just because I've never dealt with one or owned one. But from what I've seen and heard and seen what people have done, South Bend, Valère.
Yeah, those are the two I'd recommend. Look at Ryan Mayer and you look at Greg A. Those are the ones I think they use on their truck. I think it's a South Bend is what they're using. Those are dual disc clutch, but personally I have zero experience with them because I've never had a manual truck. So yeah, that's it.
All right, Joe 636X 590459 bone stock motor. What should I do first besides the exhaust and intake? Tune, custom tuning. Don't go buy no Smarty. Don't buy no old ass Smarty tuner. Get you some nice custom tuning, up to date, good tuning. Besides the intake and exhaust, and then from there, you go from there and see what you want to do. So head studs, transmission work,
lift pump. I don't have
lift pump.
Lift pump would be a good one.
Yeah, lift pump for sure because those early third gens factory lift pumps suck.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Sweet deal.
All right. So we're at that point now, you guys. It's Sunday night. Time changed this morning around midnight, 2 a.m. It's only 7:26, but we've been on the chat live stream for 1 hour and 39 minutes. We're going to be wrapping this up. Thank you guys so much for checking out this channel. checking out the live stream. It was a blast. I had a good time. Eric, I don't know about you, but this is
Yeah,
definitely
it's awesome, and I really enjoyed it, man. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I know these are your guys, your subscribers. You guys are freaking awesome. You guys made me feel welcome, so I do appreciate that. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys so much, man. You guys came in here. You guys, Eric was a guest. You guys asked awesome questions. Very, very good questions. Thank you, everybody, for joining. All the channels, YouTubers that checked it out, thank you so much. Make sure you check out their channels again. And really, that's really it, man. This was awesome. This was a fun time. You guys definitely make sure you subscribe to my channel, Eric's channel, all the other channels I mentioned, because this is not going to be the last time we do something like this. Who knows? Maybe we do a live raffle next time on a live stream. I won't announce it, but maybe it might be a live raffle or a giveaway of some sort for everybody that's in it. You never know. You never know unless you show.
Yeah, just one more shout out for myself, guys. OKC_6.7. You got to put me up over there. On my channel, so.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You guys, I would not let somebody come on my YouTube channel and shout themselves out like that unless I truly trust them, like them, or want them to do good. And Eric is that person that all three of those I approve of.
Ken and I have been talking a lot, guys. So we're gonna try to do some truck shows together. Maybe
Yeah.
something like that, but definitely.
Sure.
So
that made me laugh, man. That's awesome. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for joining. Until next time, you guys take it easy. Be safe. Peace out.
Peace.
Make sure y'all check out my last video. So if you're watching the live stream, I uploaded a video earlier today. It's on the channel. Go check it out. Like, comment, and subscribe on it. All that good stuff. All right. So until next time, you guys take it easy. Be safe. And I will see you guys later.